Hello everybody and welcome back to the Train Brothers Railway on this very hot and sticky, warm end of June day. Today we are going to be running the Canadian Pacific Steam Train with the passenger cars that we recently picked up. But I gotta say, the layout didn't always look like this, so I found the old video I was supposed to post some time ago, and well, here it is now, and then we'll come back and run some train. So enjoy past me. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Train Bros Railway. Today, well, at least the one brother of Train Bros is slacking. I haven't been out here in a while. Weeds. I've been pulling out trees whenever I can, but my brother, his side has been looking a lot better. So I need to catch up on this side. My brother's working on the pond today, so he's gonna work on that while I chase all this stuff. I've been trying to pull out some of the trees around here because they've been too big, and we've been transplanting them over there. There's like 2 or 3 there and a couple down there, because they are getting bigger, and we have new ones coming that are gonna be like 4 inches, I believe. So, but those ones we're gonna trim smaller. Like these ones here, we've been trimming really tiny and keeping up with it. So they're kind of like those, I forget what they're called, bonsai trees, I think. Like the pines are easier to do than the spruce. So those ones are fine because that's in the corner. But for the most part, we're gonna try and keep them trimmed small. And we're gonna try and keep them as small as we can. And if we gotta dig them out again, no big deal, we can dig them out. But anyways, okay, midday update. Oops, there we go. Looking pretty good. Got pretty much to there, finished, all swept, straightened out, all weeded. All the weeds are gone from here. Woolly thyme is coming back. I don't know what happened to our woolly thyme this year, but it did not weather well with the winter. You see there, patchy. This one here was completely dead, so I removed that, but it did stay alive across because we did plant it here, it creeped across, it stayed here and then died there. So don't know what's going on with that. Put a new road in, going to this section here, which is going to be the farm. Gotta add some ballast in here, mulch eventually. I'll probably get mulch maybe tomorrow, and we can go ahead and mulch this, because the last thing I want to do is weed all this and then leave it and not mulch it right away, and then I gotta weed again. So I probably got about halfway done. I started at about, I want to say close to 10 o'clock. It's now 1, so about a half day's worth of work, and I got about halfway done, so pretty good. I'm taking my time doing it, just enjoying it. It's nice and peaceful, quiet. This is the May 24th long weekend, the day of me filming this on the Monday, and I'm still in a sweater because it was 7 degrees last night, so it's still chilly. Definitely supposed to get to a high of 17. We got the fish in here with just the aerator, because usually we put the fish in this season. We changed the UV bulb, but there's a glass sleeve or a quartz sleeve that goes across it, and my brother tightened it down a little too much and cracked it, so it ended up tripping the GFI and the electrical. Anyways, in 2 days we'll have a new UV bulb, so which means we can get the waterfall back running, because it was running before we changed the bulb. But the fish seem to be just fine. They're eating all the algae. They're swimming around there. So before the fish got in here, oops, that's my finger. The algae looked like that in those big clumps, but now the fish are breaking it all apart and eating it. And you can kind of see out there. They're just happy to eat. We did feed them inside, but now they have a full smorgasbord. We're gonna have to check that skimmer because that's a skimmer box. So before we turn it on, we should make sure all the fish are out of there. You can see they're eating it off the rock there. It's kind of just been neat to sit there and watch the fish eat away. But this is the after lunch task. We did spray these with weed killer, but it didn't seem to do anything because weed killer doesn't really work these days. So, new road, we'll tidy that up, put some more ballast in there, and then continue on all the way around through here to the back line. I'll probably end up using this ballast up. And then I gotta get that weed out, because I've been trying to get that weed out for like 3 years, and now I'm hell-bent determined to pull that out by the root, because the creeping Jenny is working beautifully against the backside of the waterfall. I'll give you some perspective here, minus that weed. So, and then I left that out in the winter. I kind of forgot about that until January, and it was covered in snow, so the roof collapsed, so I gotta fix that. And then once we get the buildings back in here, I do want to light them up again, so I have wires all the way around through here, but I didn't label them, so they're kind of just running all over the place here like this. So I'm gonna turn the power on and then take my meter and just see what comes on and what doesn't, and then go from there. This is very painful to watch or to see, I know, but when we dug out the trees, we kind of just went gun-ho. So I gotta fix this whole area too, bury all those pipes. There's a fair amount of work, but we'll get it done today, hopefully. I don't see why we shouldn't. And that'll be it. I do, though, want to show you guys the two tools that I probably reach for the most in my little pail here, my gardening pail. The two tools, aside from gloves, I reach for the most are these two. This is a stiff bristled, like, straw broom. It works really, really well for moving stone around. And like you can actually sweep up like a pile of stone almost, because it's so like rigid. So that's a super nice and handy, especially for doing like usually I run it right across the track like this, and it fills in between there and sweeps off the edges. And then like if you just go like that, get the stone, get it nice and level, and sweep over that with the broom, works beautifully. And this is kind of my do-it-all tool, whether I'm using it for digging out a weed because it's nice and pointy, like I can go right down and pull it up and pull the root up, or I use like the edge here to scrape up a lot of stuff, or if I'm leveling off ballast like this, it's kind of a do-it-all tool. And this one's kind of nice because it's got like this little handle spot, so if you're really getting into it, it doesn't hurt your finger. Highly recommend it. I don't even remember where I got this. I think I just found it in the garage. But super duper handy. Pretty much used it all morning for everything I did. Ooh, that was my finger over that lens. I apologize. Yeah, super handy. Use it for anything, whether it be like scraping up dirt, cutting stuff because it's sharp, digging weeds out, leveling off ballast. I pretty much use it for everything. That, and then we just put everything in 5-gallon pails and dump it in our scrap pile out back, whatever we don't want. So super handy, super easy. It's just time consuming, but I don't mind being out here. So that's the midday update, and we'll let you know how we made out. Look at that, I'm just looking over there. See the wasps going in there already? I left the lid open because I was playing with the electrical, and they're already in there. Gonna have to deal with that. All right, everyone. It is now 4 o'clock, so 6-ish hours of work, and I am complete. So it's looking a lot better than it did this morning. No weeds, all the ballast is nicely broomed. I added a road over here, just need some mulch for here. But I cleaned up all these terrible weeds over here. Got the track all back up, leveled just by eye, and straightened out. Everything's broomed, so we're clear to run through here now again. I have to put the roof back on yet, but that's no big deal. We can still run through all the way along. Cleaned up this yard nicely. I might bring this building out. I do have the silicone window back in because it got hit when it was in storage. Gotta talk to the pond manager and tell him to bury these wires so we can get through. I was looking for a stick to stick them up, but I can't. Didn't find one. And the tunnel was all back together, and this is all back nicely. So we're good to go there. Once we mulch that, that'll all disappear. Some rocks that gotta go back in the pond. The town, all nice and spick and span. Ballast all nice and even. Got the electrical sitting there and there. Still gotta figure that out, but it's a work in progress. Biggest thing I wanted to be able to do is get back to being able to run a train on the rails because I'm itching to. So now I can do just that. Everything's back clear. Nice cord. I reset all these are like granite chunks, probably like 2 or 1.5 to 2 inches. And that is all reset nicely. The woolly thyme is growing over this side, so I might pull the rocks out and leave the thyme and use the rocks somewhere else, maybe there. But other than that, got 2 buckets of weeds out of it, or out of here, and some dirt. But clean that all back. I don't know if I'm gonna put a tree there or if I might just continue to fill it with ballast. I'm kind of hoping all this thyme comes back. This is kind of my experimental area of thyme. I was gonna pull that out and I never did, so I gotta do that. But other than that, that is about it. They're my finds that I found in the ballast. And the fish are still going at it. So that's about everything for today. If I end up running a train here shortly, it'll go in the end of this video. But until next time, guys, take care, take it easy, and keep it on the rails. Bye, guys. All right, hello and welcome back. And as promised at the end of that video, I did say I would run a train at the end of that video. So here I am, mind you, a few months later. But we're gonna run a train and we're gonna go for a spin around the layout. What do you say we take off? Go real slow so you guys can get a good look at the passenger cars. Until next time, guys, take care, take it easy, and keep it on the rails. Bye, guys.